All right. First assignment. Here we go. Who remembers this sort of thing? If I asked you to figure out what this is. Is it on froze? Okay. Frozen. There you go. Who remembers how to do that? How do we figure that out? Yeah. I saw what you did. You did that, didn't you? Uh-huh. You do this sort of thing. This is the change of base rule. All right. And this is how we would compute that. Now, we're not doing that today, but we are doing this. So you need to know what that change of base rule is. Even if you have a fancy little calculator, that'll figure it out for you, because this one cannot be helped with a calculator. All right, so here we are. How do we handle this situation? Well, what we're going to do, we're going to rewrite this first one. So let's rewrite this. All right. Let's do the same thing with the second one. So we already rewrote that. Looks like this. Let's rewrite the second one. When we do that, we can see some things that can be simplified. I can cancel some stuff, right? Like this, not cross multiply, but I can cancel. In other words, log of 7 divided by log of 7 is just what number? 1. Yeah. So, right. So then we're left with this, log A over log B. Now, after we have that, the question is, which one of these choices is correct, A, B, C, or D? Which one is correct? Log B is the base. The base goes down there, doesn't it? Right? There you go. Right? So this is D. All right, so on most of these, you're going to be able to cancel something out, or that's now listen, that's an easy one. We have about 3 more to do. Okay. Sorry. Here we go. Yeah, awesome. So here, question on this one. This is the same idea, and I'm going to do this one pretty quickly. You don't have to really write this down. I just want you to pay attention. If I rewrite the first one, it's going to be like this. And if I rewrite the second one, it's the same thing, but upside down. So what happens? What happens? Everything's canceled. Yeah.
Both log C's are on top. You still cross them out?
No, because then it's not divided, right? Anything divided by itself is 1. Okay. What is it? It's 1. Yeah. If everything's canceled, it doesn't just disappear into space, right? Remember, canceling means it's equal to 1. That's the idea. So if everything's canceled, you get 1. Okay. Here's the next one. This one's a little tricky because we don't have 2 parts to this, and we have division. Okay. So I'm going to rewrite the bottom. I'm going to rewrite the bottom part with the change of base rule. Looks like this, log M over log 3. This looks really funky because the whole thing is a fraction, right? But the bottom part of the fraction is a fraction. So tell me this. Back in the day, probably 6th grade, they taught you how to, maybe 7th grade, they taught you how to divide fractions. Here's a clue. not calling anybody that. Those are abbreviations, right? How do you divide by fractions? Flip and times. All right, that's what they used to say. So what are we going to do? We're going to flip this. We're going to flip that thing. I'm going to, yeah, either one. Flip or flop, either one you want to do there. So I'm going to flip this thing. Flipping times. Flip it, right? And then put it up here. So flip it upside down. Sorry, that's M. Now you tell me this. What is anything times 1? Itself. Yeah, it's the anything. Yeah, so then if that's the case, we just have log 3 over log M, which is actually right there, isn't it? Isn't it A? Right? M's the base. Sorry, that's an M. M's the base and the 3's up there. One more of these to do, and then we'll be done. All right. Trace is looking at it now. I put the notes for these up there. So the notes are online too. I'm going to put this video up there too. So anyway, if you want to look back at the notes, you can do it that way as well. Now we're going to have a fraction with 2 fractions here. It's going to be a little funky. So let's rewrite the top and let's rewrite the bottom. See if you can do that right now on your own. Play it. There you go. All right, so I would rewrite it this way. Log of M. And then log 15, or sorry, log M over log 15. That's how I'd rewrite it. How can we proceed? What should we do? We are dividing by a fraction. Flipping times, right? So I'm going to do this. We'll put it up here. I got to flip it. And then it's just like the first question we had, isn't it? It's the same idea. So what happens here is we have log M that can cancel, and we're left with that. I cannot tell you how many times I've done this question now, and people have said that the answer, hang on, is something other than the correct answer. All right. They have said that the answer to this is 3. This is not correct, but they do a good job of tricking you into thinking that 3 is the answer, right? So little voodoo math here. Some people think, oh, since we're canceling, Mr. A, let's just cancel away. Log over log. 15 over 5, that's 3. Bingo. Is that right? No. Right? Log is not a number. Log is something we do to a number, right? It'd be like doing this. This is my example earlier. Let's say I had square root of 81 over square root of 25. That should be 9 over 5, right? I don't say, oh, the square roots cancel, and it's 81 over 25. Right? The square root is something we do to a number first. Just the same way log is something that we do to a number. We can't do that. And then I said, well, if we're just canceling everything, why don't we just cancel those and then cancel the 5s like that, and the answer is 1. Right? No. It's ridiculous. So what's the answer? Well, let's scroll down. I see it down here. Right? Can you guys see that? Barely. Log. 5 is the base. There it is. Okay, there was one instance I want to show you where you don't end up with an answer that has a log in it. You end up with a number as an answer. So that's this one. Just watch with me quick, okay? Don't need to write all this mess down. But here we go. If you need me to go back, let me know. This one, let's say I get to a question and it looks like this. I cancel the log m's and I'm left with log 27 over log 3. Let's say I have this sort of thing. Throwing it out there. That would mean 3 is the base and 27 goes here. This won't be a choice though, because this is actually a number, right? What is log base 3 of 27? Who knows? I hear 3. Is he right? He's right. Yeah. This is actually 3. So what you're going to figure out is one or two of them that you'll have on con will actually have an answer. Like the one we had earlier was 1, but that was for a different reason. That was because everything canceled. This is actually 3. I think the one on con has something to do with 4 and 16 and 2 or something like that. Okay. Let's pause there and then we will work on that for a little bit and then